Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying your wonderful day, and this will be another weather forecast here. As you most likely would assume, on the next major snowstorm, most likely coming up to be a major widespread system to bring in very heavy snow across portions all the way from the Great Lakes and Midwest down to the Mid-Atlantic and Eastern Coast. So we're looking at a very large system here. Not going to be a minor snowstorm. We're looking at millions to get impacted by ice or very heavy snow here, and we are talking very heavy snow up to 2 feet for some areas. So this is definitely a system that we need to get out to the public so people can actually plan out ahead of this, because this will be very large and widespread system affecting big cities like Chicago, Madison, just north of Kansas City, even Washington D.C., Cleveland, those general areas from the Central Plains down to the Eastern United States. So definitely something interesting we keep in mind here. We're going to be looking at who can get affected the most, the regions, and all of that throughout this video here. I'll be posting another video out later this evening, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Today will be double upload. I have not had one in a while, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to get more uploads every single day. But without further ado, let's get in the video. Subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions on this actual snowstorm, whether it affected you or not, be sure to put this in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to you. So here's looking now at the new GFS here. This is, I believe, the 12Z here, and this is by the next 108 hours here. So we're really watching out all the way up to now next Monday. So it's actually very, very closer now. Obviously today's Thursday, so you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So really, in reality, it's a full 3 days out here. But looking at very heavy snow developing with that low pressure to the south, that will bring some big time flooding across portions of the kind of mid-south up there in the Ohio Valley down to the southeast. But to the north, where we have that very cold air pushing down from Canada, that's where we'll be seeing below freezing temperatures, and that's where we'll be seeing that very heavy snow across portions of northern Kansas and portion of the plains in the central valley, I guess you could say that. But as I get later now into Tuesday here, so that's kind of Monday night, now into Tuesday morning, that low pressure continues to advance eastward. Temperatures continue to drop as it's overnight, and this will bring in very heavy snow. The low pressure will strengthen to now 3 digits in the millibar strength at 999. So that will help increase the precipitation rate, meaning heavier snow to the north. Very heavy snow there across areas like northern Missouri, portion of Kansas still, moving across now into the east United States here. As temperatures do drop, we're going to be seeing a very widespread region now and growing region of big time ice threat across the Ohio Valley, and as well big ice threat and snow threat across portions of the Mid-Atlantic. This will continue now into Tuesday, of course, overnight. So very, very heavy snow continuing now in the Mid-Atlantic. Could see some moderate snow across Columbus. Could see some snow across Indianapolis. Chances for snow in those cities are increasing for the GFS. However, European still shows as being way more to the north. And then big time snow for D.C., areas in southern Pennsylvania, as well, maybe even Atlantic City. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let me get out of here real quick. I do apologize. Oopsie. Oh, look at that little Caesar's ad. That's pretty nice. Okay, well, let's now move on now. That was a little inconvenient. And then that snow continue now all the way up into now Tuesday, almost midnight into Wednesday. So overnight, that snow is still there for areas like Dover, Wilmington, southern New Jersey. So this could be a big kind of southern Mid-Atlantic storm, not like New York City, not like maybe Scranton, not those big cities, but it's still going to really affect some really large cities like the D.C. region, Baltimore, Annapolis. This could be a snowstorm all the way to the eastern coast, like Atlantic City. So we're talking all the way off the coast of the United States where we can see that snow, because that's kind of where we're seeing that very cold air here. But European now showing a larger snowstorm developing in the Midwest here, and this is something we need to keep in mind, because if this happens, it's going to be an absolute mess here. Very heavy snow developing now into now Monday in the evening. Very light to moderate snow across areas like Des Moines and to as far east as Illinois, all the way as far west as Colorado. So it's going to be starting off very widespread. a little bit of rain to the south, but there you see that rain-snow line mix, and that's where we'll be seeing this kind of be the freezing line right here. If you're south of that, you'll be seeing rain. If you're north of that, potential heavy snow to moderate snow there. And watch this becomes an absolute mess here. Very heavy snow developing now into later Monday. Very, very heavy snow, potentially whiteout conditions for some areas there across central Iowa, across areas like eastern Kansas and eastern Nebraska. And a big time ice threat is developing now for areas like off the Mississippi River Basin, like Illinois and Iowa border, as well as near the Missouri border. We're talking very big time ice threats as temperatures continue to drop. This snow become a bigger and growing issue now. Very widespread, still in place for Nebraska, still in place for Iowa, but that heavy snow will move northeastward into Rockford and to southern Wisconsin. So we are talking some big time snow across the Midwest there. The GFS definitely does not show it this significant, and this will definitely be something we need to find out which model is correct or which model is overdoing it. So here's a look now at the Mid-Atlantic here. So here you see into now Monday, there you see a little bit of areas that can get some ice across those higher elevations, but going to mainly be rain across the Ohio River Basin and the southern Mississippi River Basin. But to the north, there you see those very cold temperatures. The high pressure is way up there in Canada, and as that high pressure does move to the south, that's where we're getting some very cold temperatures across the Great Lakes here, and that's going to allow for some snow to develop as far in areas like the Mid-Atlantic, of course. There's my mouse. And there you see, look at that absolute mess here by Tuesday. Look at that super wide spread from Missouri all the way to the New Jersey coast. That is a few hundred miles. Let's go with maybe 700 miles, 800-ish. Very heavy snow for Chicago. This could be a very big storm for you guys. Detroit could be a big storm for you guys. Milwaukee, Des Moines, Iowa City, all the way to areas like D.C., Dover, Wilmington, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. We're including very large cities that can get an absolute mess from this system here. Big time ice for the northern Ohio and Indiana region, where we will be seeing that freezing line. But again, the European not showing anything really for Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland. I see it's all gonna be, or not Cleveland. I didn't even say Cleveland. I meant to say Cincinnati. Nothing in these areas here, because it's gonna be according to the European, above freezing for a while here. But look at that. Continuing out to Tuesday, it's going to be an absolute mess. We're going to be seeing hours and hours of snow for Chicago. Detroit, looking at a very large storm here. Grand Rapids, as well, of course, as far as far west as Iowa. And getting down to areas like New Jersey. New York City may get snow, according to the European here. Scranton may get snow, according to the European. So now the European and the European and GFS have swapped. Now the European has a northern trend, while the GFS is showing what the European showed 3 days ago. So models continue to change here. For example, the European used to be as far south as these areas, but now the GFS is doing that, and the European has swapped. So we're seeing very large changes here. There's those two big cold, low pressures, and that's going to be the reasoning for such heavy precipitation right there, that very heavy snow here. And again, Columbus may get some snow for a few hours here, but European takes this snow as far as the upper New England region. So GFS still just kind of dying out in the Mid-Atlantic. But again, really a big difference here between the models here. You can kind of still see D.C., Wilmington. You guys will get some snow here, but the question is, will New York City get snow? Will Newark get snow? Will Scranton get snow? Will Philadelphia get snow? Those other big cities here, definitely you guys are in the 50-50%, because two big models seem to disagree here. But here's looking now at the European snowfall totals for the Midwest here. Look at that. Extremely heavy snow for these areas, up to near 2 feet of snow, over 18 to 20 inches of snow, so just under 2 feet of snow, but it's getting near the 2 feet range here. But very heavy snow across areas like upper Iowa, just north of Des Moines, carrying on to Rockford, looking at a foot of snow here. Madison, Wisconsin, looking at a foot of snow here. Minneapolis, you guys in Green Bay, you guys may just miss out the worst of the snow here, but you could get a few inches there. But look at that. Areas near Lincoln, Nebraska may get near a foot of snow there. Just north of Kansas City there. 30 miles north of Kansas City, and the Kansas City side, or in the Kansas side, not Missouri side, you guys can get up to over a foot of snow there, or sorry, near a foot of snow, maybe 8 to 11 inches of snow. But look at that, areas in much Nebraska, even South Dakota can be included in this. So we're talking a very widespread storm here. But this does not stop. It does not stop in the Midwest. Look at that. We're getting very detailed here. Look at that. 3 inches there for Minneapolis. A few inches there in upper Wisconsin. But this is a not too common storm where the heaviest of snow is actually for the bigger cities. Usually you see the heaviest of snow in these areas in the north, in upper Wisconsin, Minnesota, upper Michigan. But this time, according to the European, in the GFS as well, the heaviest of snow will actually be in the bigger cities and to the south, like Chicago. You guys may get a few inches there, up to 7 to 9 inches according to the European here. And I know if you're Chicago, you're used to seeing 10 inches of snow forecasted and you guys get nothing. But this does seem to be a different case here. This actually may happen where you get near a foot of snow in Chicago because we had that big Arctic blast from Canada. And it's going to be in place for this area. And we have 2 strong low pressures. So it's going to be a perfect scenario for Chicago to get snow. Same thing for Milwaukee, near a foot of snow expected there. Rockford, a foot of snow, and it does not stop there in the Midwest. It continues into the east there. Look at that, up to 3 inches there for Ohio and upper Cleveland. But look at that, nothing for these areas. Nothing for Columbus, nothing for Indianapolis, nothing for Springfield, Illinois. But look at that, up to near half foot for Detroit, and up to near 10 inches there near Kalamazoo. So definitely something very interesting here. And of course, it does not stop in the Great Lakes, like I've been saying. It continues into the East Coast here. Up to 5 inches now for New York City. So chances for snow in New York City have increased according to the European here. You guys were looking at a trace a few days ago. Now 5 inches there, up to now 6 inches just outside New York City there. Up to as well a few inches there, 5 to 6 inches for DC. 6 inches, half foot for Baltimore and Annapolis. Could be a big storm for Delaware from Wilmington to the border with Maryland. 5 inches expected there, going up into the areas like the Northeast there and the New England area as well. A few inches there, near a foot near the off Lake Huron there, near Rochester and Watertown. Here's now a look at the GFS. They kind of a big difference, not kind of, but a very huge difference. Look at that. Areas like Rockford, only 3 inches. Des Moines, only 3 inches as well. They actually have more snow for Minnesota, up to 5 inches. But this is up to maybe a 15-inch difference for some areas here. Des Moines, up here just north of Des Moines near Iowa City, they showed up to 20 inches. Here, around 3. So big difference here. 17-inch difference. So obviously, I'm not Albert Einstein, but 17 inches of snow is a very large difference, especially if it's in a big region there. However, the GFS shows that heaviest snow more to the south, like I said, getting up to a foot just north of St. Louis, north of Jefferson City there, and up to a foot near Springfield, Illinois. So GFS has moved south, European has moved north, as well up to near a foot there in scattered areas of northern Kansas, and Kansas City may get half foot according to the GFS, but a trace of nothing according to the European here. And here's another look here as well, up to as well half foot for Indianapolis, up to maybe 3-4 inches for Columbus. The GFS has moved south, but look, they show nothing for Detroit, nothing for Fort Wayne, nothing for Cleveland. So really, there's a huge difference here. I mean, the GFS doesn't really make sense to me where they have just a small little region of heavy snow. I think the Europeans being more realistic. I'm going to have to go to the European here because I don't just see the storm just stopping and dying off in the mid-Atlantic. I do see with the low pressure pattern that's going to fall to the northeast. I do think New York City can get snow. I do see GFS as a trace to nothing, up to as well half foot for Annapolis, half foot there for DC, and up to 9 inches for Baltimore. As well, near Wilmington, Delaware, you guys may get 6 inches of snow there. So definitely something very interesting here. We'll have a lot to talk about in a few hours from now when I do my second upload here. But hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye, guys.